Okay, I'm back. I don't know if I'll ever do another game. Right now, I'm just kind of chilling, Dead by Daylight. But primarily because Marvel Rivals has like a big like rework for all its characters Friday, and also Black Flag Resynced comes out at midnight today. But I just haven't really I don't know, the battle pass for Fortnite didn't really catch my attention too much, and I got pretty much everything I wanted from it. So I was like, it's not really interesting me. I mean, whenever a cool skin or whatever comes out for it, I tend to always pick it up, but I'm not too big. Never been too big on the battle royale thing, but Fortnite always grabbed my attention just because the gameplay was so fun, and just getting to play as all those different characters is also really fun. But right now, you can see that I have a little over 19 levels for Siri, well Sable, but Siri as Sable. Yeah. So I just been more into this game right now, just because there's just been there's been more to do, and there's been a bit more fun to play, you know. But speaking of Black Flag, that comes out midnight actually, and I personally, I don't think Black Flag is my personal favorite. I wouldn't say it's my personal favorite Assassin's Creed game. I think it's close. I don't know. 2, I think, suffers from Ezio being a bit too perfect. I think the only real... Well, I don't want to be speaking out of school. I haven't played 2 Brotherhood of Revelations in quite a while.
Yeah.
But from... Oh, she agrees with me. But from what I remember, Ezio doesn't really fail that much in 2. I think in the DLC, it's in 2, right? In the DLC where he it's sort of, is it Katarina? I don't remember if it's with Katarina or not. But there is I can't remember her name, but it's with the woman that's the queen or princess or whatever of that fortress, right? That, I remember he gets drawn away from there, and they're able to kidnap the children. But you rescued the children pretty quickly from that. The only thing that I remember him he doesn't kill and I know that it's because of history that the I even forget his name, the priest, pope or whatever guy. I forget, it's been so long, you can tell. He doesn't kill him at the end of 2. He dies later by poison apple in Brotherhood. I don't think 2 isn't my favorite. Everything is cool with 2. I don't really vibe too well with the story of 2. Brotherhood is great, but Brotherhood unfortunately falls into the problem where it feels more like a DLC to the overall story. It's kind of if you remember in the Lord of the Rings movies, right? If you watch the Two Towers, a lot of that movie is the Battle of Helm's Deep. Of course, a lot of that movie is the Battle of Helm's Deep. But a lot of that movie is also the build-up to the Battle of Helm's Deep, which the Battle of Helm's Deep is great. I love it. But it doesn't really contribute a whole lot to the overall story of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, right? It's a great fight. I would never argue about the quality of that fight in that movie. But it clearly is it doesn't really contribute to the overall narrative of Sauron and bringing the ring there, it doesn't really contribute like a whole lot, right? But it's great. It's still a great scene, and I do really love it, and I love watching it, and it is one of my favorite movies of all time. But Brotherhood kind of falls into that same category of it's great, it's AC2, but better in a lot of ways. But the story really is like more of, Ezio building himself up and Ezio becoming a master assassin, and less about like anything like major going, which is necessary. I'm not saying that Brotherhood isn't necessary to like AC2 and AC Revelations, but you can kind of tell that like, yeah, this is like the middle child of, and the same with the Two Towers. It's the same with like Empire. It's great, it's awesome, and it's definitely a loved addition. But you could definitely tell that it's like it's in the middle for a reason. Like it's in the middle for a reason. And to be fair, like middle entries have the ability to kind of be like that. Like, hey, let's just put in some awesome fight scene, or like just have like an awesome fight. Like everybody, like whenever you hear like the pop culture thing, whenever you hear the pop culture thing with Star Wars, it's always Empire, right? Like Cloud City, and like the whole dinner table where Darth Vader like uses the Force to take the blaster away from Han. And there's some like famous things from everybody references from the first Star Wars movie into the third Star Wars movie, but it's mainly the taking the blaster from Han. It's the end fight with Luke and Darth Vader, and those middle entries are great for those things, like epic fights, character introduction, not character introductions, but like character progressions, things like that. But Brotherhood kind of falls into that same trap for me, where it's more so progress for the character and less of like the overall narrative, which can sometimes feel suffocating for the overall narrative, if that makes any sense. Like it can sometimes feel a little like the story isn't really progressing, but the characters are, and sometimes the wheels can kind of feel like they're grinding a little bit in the narrative. So even though I really like Brotherhood, like I genuinely love Brotherhood, just like I genuinely love the Two Towers, and I genuinely love Empire, and I genuinely love like the middle like stories of these, it's awesome, but it can also feel like, yeah, the story's kind of grinding. Revelations, is it Revelation or Revelations? I think it's Revelations. I think for the Bible it's like the Revelation, and for like AC it's Revelations. For Revelations, I'm not the biggest fan of the gameplay for Revelations. The bombs, I think, were my biggest dislike for Revelations. Like, I'm not that big of a fan of a game mechanic that kind of is like a little gimmicky, but it is like a major feature, if that makes any sense. Like, the bombs feel like a gimmick because you can totally, if you want 100% sync, you kind of do have to mess with the bombs. But I felt overall that they were a little gimmicky, that they weren't 100% necessary, and that was my biggest complaint with Revelations. And like the hook blade was awesome. I love the hook blade, but the bombs were all my biggest turn off with Revelations, because it just feels like one massive gimmick. Like AC2 and Revelations didn't need, like, they worked perfectly fine without the bombs, and then the bombs were like introduced in Revelations, and it kind of feels like a if you don't do anything with this third entry, it's gonna kind of just feel the same. So unfortunately, it's like I said, I liked Revelations, but I could definitely like feel the kind of the need that the game wanted. Like, the game kind of wanted something new. Otherwise, it would just kind of feel like another thing, if that makes sense. And unfortunately, like I'm not saying that any of these aspects of these games by themselves or that they draw the game down or like drop the game in any sort of way, but there are aspects they're aspects of not themselves, but they're aspects of like where they sit as storytelling and as games and as like the general character writing and story writing. Brotherhood. It's the same with Mass Effect 2. Like, everybody loves Mass Effect 2, and everybody references Mass Effect 2. My personal favorite Mass Effect is the first one. And it's because there is so much potential in how that can happen and what can happen with the first one. Like, you're basically starting as a clean slate, and you can go like up or down, left and right, and there were definitely some retcons and corrections in the second and third game that I personally feel had to be made because the story was being written in certain ways that didn't accommodate what was written before, and that's just a general aspect of writing, like especially with a video game. Well, things change, things happen, aspects of these things change, aspects of these things happen. I remember that in was it Mass Effect 2? I think they kind of teased an aspect where like the Quarians, I remember like I think it's when you recruited Tally. It was like the Quarians had said that like something was eating the why is that thing yellow? Something was eating the sun, or like something was killing suns. Oh, who is it? Who? Oh, Spearhead. Okay, I don't know why that thing is yellow though. But like I remember, oh, he's chasing after me. Okay, what is that yellow thing? What is that? I don't even know what the heck that is. I got no idea. But he's going after me. I'm not James Sunderland. Why are you chasing after me? Oh, he got me. You're not the manifestation of my guilt and suffering. I never knew that they had actually taken away the Great Sword from the remake. So I played. Oh, he thought I was staying in the loop. I played the original and I played the remake, and I actually had no idea that they took the that sword. I can do this. Hang on. I had no idea they took the sword away from the remake. Now, granted, I didn't play the remake a bunch of times. I beat it once, and I started a second playthrough, but I stopped shortly into my second playthrough. I actually didn't know that they got rid of the great sword that you can pick up. Oh, dang. All that progress down the drain. I actually didn't know that they got rid of... Oh, he's coming after me. I knew it. As soon as I missed that skill check, I was like, oh, he's coming. Ow. Oh, he's gonna chase me down. Nope. I'm not dropping the pallet. And I have no exhaustion perk. Oh, he knows. He knows that I'm just gonna, like, run through every pallet. I can't loop that well, so I literally just, like, run through everything. Yeah, I'm one of those people that just, like, oh my goodness. Oh, timed it a bit too late. Yeah, I'm bad at looping, so I'm just someone that, like, just W's, like, everything. Yeah, okay, he thought. Oh, okay. So I was gonna double back, but then I was like, nah, he's gonna anticipate that. And he anticipated me, like, not doubling back. But yeah, I played through Silent Hill 2 once, and I started playing through it again, but I never finished the second playthrough. Like, I never got through all of it again, but I know that they got rid of the great sword that you could pick up as James. They have it in the story where you have to like pick it up, which is symbolic of the weight that James has to take responsibility for. Why is he memeing? He's memeing, picking me up. But like, it's symbolic of the weight that James has to hold, right? But they don't have it as like a secondary weapon apparently, which I thought was a little weird, because I thought that would have just been something that they just kind of hold on to. That remake was genuinely fantastic though. I really enjoyed that remake. I can't really think of like a modern remake that like I didn't at least kind of enjoy, if I'm being honest. Like, even though it's really safe of a remake, the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake was a lot of fun. Even though, yes, like that was... Oh, I keep missing skill checks. That's my bad. Oh, it's just us two. Okay, I'll go and get one of them. Even though, like... Oh, well, I'll work on a gen then, if they're going to pick them up. But even though, like... the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake was like super faithful and didn't really have anything done to it, I would rather have that than like a remake that changes a whole lot, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather have a remake that doesn't really, like, kind of like the, again, I've talked about this before, but the Black Flag remake coming out literally at midnight tonight. I would rather have something like that, where it's not really... Well, actually, no. The Black Flag remake has a lot done to it, if I recall. Like, I think they're getting rid of the, whatchamacallit, the modern day segments, which, you know what? I actually don't mind that, because the modern day after 3 was not good. Not very good. I thought it was interesting that they started taking a turn towards like a meta-ness to the modern day. Like, they made it you are playing as the character in modern day. But I don't know, like, I remember hearing Nolan North talk about, like, I remember him talking about how it was gonna be like Desmond becomes like the assassin. He becomes like the master assassin, and you would be able to like apparently time travel. This is all something that he heard. He didn't know any of it, but he heard. And I remember when he said that, everybody in the crowd booed. Oh, she's running over here. Hang on a minute. But yeah, like, everybody in the crowd booed when they said that, like, it wasn't gonna be like what that like that didn't happen. I had to commit if I wanted to escape. I have faith in the others. I have faith in the others that they can escape out of there. But no, like, I remember him talking about, like, it was gonna be like a time travel thing, and that Desmond would time travel to different parts and everything. Again, he didn't have any like crazy insider information. It was just basically him just talking about the script that he was handed. And of course, things change, you know? Like, I'm pretty sure the people that wrote Saw are kind of upset that, not upset, but maybe they regret killing off Jigsaw in like the third movie, right? It might be like a thing like that. where it's like, man, we we killed Jigsaw off in the third movie, man, and then we went on to have like 10 movies in it and like one spinoff. Just like, dang, that sucks. But I don't know. I think that storyline would have been pretty cool to see Desmond kind of like be a master assassin. Like he has all the abilities of Altair, Ezio through all his years, Connor. And if they kept with Desmond, they could have had him in the modern day for 4, but obviously that never happened. I actually don't know why they never kept the modern day past 3. I'm actually not sure why they cut it at 3. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, but the Belmont, is that Simon? I'm trying to remember my Castlevania lore. I think that's Simon. Oh, she got saved. You're just asking for it. Oh no. I mean, all 3 of you are injured. I was about to say, all 3 of you are injured. Yeah. At that point, she just... Oh! She actually gonna go for the save, possibly? There's no way. There's no way. You guys have like no time to go for the save. Oh, okay, she has like resilience. Am I watching her? Yeah, resilience. That's why her healing was so great. Girl, you have no time to rescue your teammate. You have no time. Just take the escape. You don't have to rescue your teammate. Be funny if he had left like right at the end. Trail of Torment, Eruption, Amaliers, the Pursuer, Mannequin, Wax Doll. I know they reworked Pyramid Head's add-ons, and I know they added like a bunch of cool stuff that you could do with his power. I know they have one where it's like the longer you hold the sword in the ground, the longer the it's not a projectile, it's like a thing that shoots in the ground is, which I think is like really awesome. That's what I wish like more add-ons actually did. Like I wish most add-ons like did something like just funny or interesting to the power. I want more add-ons to just do something interesting to the power. Like Nemesis, I think, is a sad example of like really. It's what happened with Pyramid Head before they reworked all his add-ons. Like all of Nemesis add-ons are just kind of like eh. Like the one with the zombies spawn in the exit gates. It's like one of the worst things that you could have as an add-on for Nemesis. I didn't use the main Nemesis, I just have a bunch of killers that I am just kind of in the mood for. I guess you could say I'm main Xenomorph, but I do play a lot of other killers, and because I'm not so serious about this game, like I'm not like playing it on like a pro level or anything, I'm not like taking losses or wins like too seriously. So I just like to have fun. Like the funny, like probably my favorite thing to do with Billy is just use the chainsaw for map traversal, and then because everybody expects you as a Billy player to want to go for insta downs, they're constantly trying to like weave and loop and stuff. And the funnest thing for me to do personally when I'm playing as Billy is just kind of rev up my chainsaw a little bit, maybe halfway, and get them thinking that I'm going for an insta down, and then just melee them. And I love to run like Franklin's Demise and Weave Attunement on those builds because it's really fun for like really hardcore people to be like, oh my gosh, she's gonna go for like an insta down. And in reality, I'm just like, oh, Hex Ruin. Oh, dang it. You distracted me. You distracted me. I'm sorry. But it's funny to like get people to kind of think that you're like, oh, I'm gonna go for an insta down, and then I don't, and they're just like freaking out because I would sometimes try for it and I'll almost always miss, but it's more fun to like try. It's more fun to kind of like have that mixed up for me personally whenever I play as Billy. Like it's more fun to have that like that mix of like, oh, am I or am I not? Am I or am I not? Am I or am I not? You know? I haven't played Nurse in a while. I played a lot of Myers recently just because I thought it'd be kind of cool to play as it. Because I know the Halloween game is coming out in September, which, ooh, September is packed. September is like, what is it? Does September have... Does September have Wolf? It has Wolverine, right? Yeah, it has Wolverine. Oh, I think he found the hex. Yeah, I know September has like Wolverine. Does it have Blood of Dawnwalker? It might. I think September also has Blood of Dawnwalker. Maybe. I don't remember. I know GTA 6 is November. Well, actually, no. Wake me up. Oh no, he's coming back. Chase me! Chase me! Chase me! Okay, he got me asleep. He's got me like that meme, right? Like, oh, I sleep. Oh, I was about to say, there's a pallet, there's no pallet. It sucks that, I don't know if it's Wes Craven specifically, it just sucks that like the Craven estate doesn't really want to do anything with the Friday the 13th IP. Not saying that he should or that they should or anything. It just sucks that there's no like game, there's no like new TV show, there's no like collaborations or anything. Like the very like I get it, like you want to respect the IP and that's totally admirable. But even something that's like Five Nights at Freddy's, even like that's a very like Scott Cawthon admires his IP in a very respectful way. But even he was like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna go like full bore. Like I think if they got Freddy later, later in their timeline of killers, I think the Craven estate would have been more willing to do like Robert England. I blanked on the name, but like Robert England. I think they would have been more willing to kind of be like. Now, of course, it all depends on England's opinion on things before before his passing as Wes Craven, but it would be like England's opinion on it, which I think if they had gotten Freddy way later, like after everything, like after Alien, maybe not after Alien, but after like the major ones, I think they would have been more willing to be, or I think at the very least England would have been more willing to have his likeness in Dead by Daylight, personally. Because it's cool because it's like we got Jason now, we got the Xenomorph, we got we had Michael Myers, but it isn't the fact that like we had Michael Myers doesn't take away from like him being gone now, like Pinhead or anything. Like I think if oh, is he coming back? you, you know, it's like I think they would have been more amenable to England being in the game, right? If it had already been like these other like icons are in the game. Oh, he teleported to another generator. Hello. Oh, he just came to say hi. You know, there's one aspect of Springtrap that I wish was done a little bit better, and that's the cameras. Like, it's cool that the cameras do play a part in Springtrap as a character, but all it does is give you the aura of him for a little bit, and I kind of wish that, you know, I kind of wish that, oh, I'm dead. Oh, wait, no, I still had endurance. Yeah, like I kind of wish that the cameras played like a bigger role in this gameplay. All it does is like give the aura of him for like 10 seconds. I think it would have been a lot cooler if it just did something more. And I think it has to. Like, I think they do kind of need to do something with it other than just reveal Springtrap's aura for just at like 10 seconds, what it feels like. I'm not a game designer, so I don't really know what that would be. But just something more than like giving the aura of the killer for like 10 seconds. You know, I think there should be like a reason why Springtrap should care about the cameras. You know, like, because you remember in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, you had to like vent him. You had to watch him as he went through the facility, and you had to close off his pathways. And then you had to play like the sound. Like, imagine if they added like a mechanic where when you're looking at the cameras, you could like play a sound on a part of the map that would attract his attention. I think that'd be really cool if it was like you could play a sound and it would alert him there, and he would be tricked to going over there. Or it doesn't even have to be a sound. It could be like a fake. Oh, he has Remember Me. It could be like a fake, like aura reading. Like you could like fake an aura, or just something like that, right? Something to kind of like trick Springtrap into going over there, which would be, well, so I have to be very careful with this door. I'm scared of Blood Warden. Okay. I had to be careful because I didn't want Blood Warden to come into play. Unfortunately, we might have to let him win with the, not win. Well, I guess it's a win in his eyes if he deems it one. But like, you know, it's just kind of like, I think there needs to be more where Springtrap, he did have Blood Warden, I knew it. It was Freddy, so he had Blood Warden. But like, you know, I think that there should be more of a reason to look in the cameras with Springtrap. Because like, even though aura reading on the killer is good, having aura reading for like 10 seconds or however long it is doesn't really like. You're sitting in the cameras and you're looking through them, and realistically, you're only really gonna be looking through the cameras if he's already in chase, which I guess is good, and it is like kind of lore accurate that you would see his aura when you're looking at him through the cameras, because that's kind of what's happening in Final Fantasy Freddy's anyway. You're looking at where he is. Oh, look, it's Richter now. I think that's Richter. But like, it's kind of lore accurate in that sense. But at the same time, in terms of Dead by Daylight, I'm not sure if that's powerful enough to really matter. Because if he's in a chase with someone and you spot him in the camera, like, yeah, that's great information. It's always good to see the killer's aura. But a lot of people don't look in the cameras, and a lot of people don't like shine the aura up. And I feel like you kind of need to have an incentive for people to use the cameras, right? In Dead by Daylight with Springtrap, just having something a bit more accurate to FNAF, I think would be kind of cool. Like, again, if you think about Final Fantasy Freddy's 3, you can play the sound of the child, and it'll attract him over there. And you can like vent him off, which obviously I don't know how you would vent Springtrap off of anything. I think that'd be way too powerful of an counter to him with his own power. But I don't know. Like, I think the safest thing you could do is like you could kind of like play like a noise notification like somewhere else on the map, right? Like you activate something and it plays a loud noise notification somewhere. I think that would be kind of cool. Because again, like seeing the aura, if someone's not in chase, there is a legitimate there is a legitimate chance, right, that you could get snatched while you're looking in the camera. Oh, does he have corrupt? Yeah. Like there is a like legitimate chance that you could get snatched while you're looking in the camera, and I feel that like that's a risk that most people are not gonna take, because it is immediately like an insta down and he can take you to a hook. Oh, it's Trapper. Hey, it's Trapper. We haven't gone to Trapper in a while, but it's like a thing. You already have 2 traps set up, but it's like it's a insta down for the person, right? And it's taking forever. And I feel that, I don't know, like it just feels like there should be more at play when you're going up against a Springtrap as a survivor, right? Like, it feels like there should be more at play, like more happening. Because right now, with it just revealing the aura, I don't feel like there's enough reason to actually look in the cameras, right? Like there's not really good enough reason to look in the camera, unfortunately. So I feel like just having like a little extra something, just having an extra something to make you go into the cameras, I think would be really nice. Oh, he's coming to me. Uh-oh. Question is, does he have that one add-on that like reopens his traps? Because that's actually like a really good trapper add-on. What are you? Toolbox. Yeah, that's like a really good trapper add-on, the one where like reopens the traps. It's crazy how like trapper kind of sits in the low tier a lot of times, but when he has like when he's given like just a few add-ons, he actually becomes legitimately like spooky. I've always been of the mindset that, and I may have talked about this before, but I've genuinely always been in the mindset that like different killers should have the map acted differently for them. So I've always felt that like trappers should almost always have like at least a small level of fog on the ground. I've always felt like his traps are way too easy to spot. Like he's so map dependent with like the grass and everything that it's like you kind of, oh, he's breaking a totem. You kind of need like grass, or you need to place your traps in like very specific spots as trapper to make like your traps work really well. Oh, I hear someone injured. Are they under me? It might be under me. But like I feel like just having a very thin amount of fog just sitting on the ground for a trapper would help him a lot. Not enough to completely blind you of traps, but kind of like how the fog is now whenever you walk outside. Kind of like that, but it's just a little bit thicker, like just a little bit harder to see through, so that if you glance you won't see it, but if you're looking really hard you probably will see it, you know. And I feel like for Ghostface, I think the map should be just a little bit darker, and his terror radius by nature should be a little shorter, and his red stain should be a little bit smaller too. And I feel like it shouldn't be like lights out, right? Where like you literally can't see anything. But it should be like dark enough where you're like, is that a person moving towards me, or is that Ghostface, or is that Survivor like crouch walking? Like the maps should kind of cater at least a little bit to killers, at least a little bit. Like stealth killers are so incredibly hurt by like map layout and stuff, and I feel that like actually giving maps like a unique aspect to each killer would make them a lot of fun. Oh, he wasn't expecting me to do that. But it would make maps a lot of fun to play around in. Yeah. He doesn't know my strat of just running. My strat is literally just like running. He wasn't expecting me to mind game. I just ran. Right. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's, for example, Eerie. Oh, someone left. That sucks. Eerie sucks for stealth killers because it's just open. There's really nowhere to hide realistically. Especially if you're a tall killer like Michael, Eerie sucks for him. And it's just my hope that they have, now of course they have the weather change. They have the weather change coming, where they're going to give like rainstorms, and it's going to be nighttime, or it's going to be hopefully like snowing a lot. I mean, it'd be really cool if it was kind of like in Metal Gear Solid 5, where if you remember in Metal Gear Solid 5, it could be like, if it was ever raining, or if there was a sandstorm in Phantom Pain, the enemies took longer to sense you or to read you out. I think that'd be pretty cool. Oh no. I'm gonna drop it. And I'm gonna run. He missed. Oh, he missed again. How did he miss again? Oh, he got me there. I like almost never do that. I forget how fast he is. He is really fast. Oh, hello. Run, Maverick, run. Oh, oops. I was not paying attention. Okay, are we healing or are we running? We're running. Okay. I was about to say, are you the bot? No, the bot left. No, the bot left. No, the bot died. Man, I have diversion. I haven't used it once. I totally forgot I have diversion. I totally forgot. Aw, man. Oh, was that eruption? Or is that... That might have been pain res. He's gonna have to kind of finagle his way up here, though. Okay, okay, hang on. Hang on, this one I'm gonna do, right? Throw it. Let's see if that does anything. Now, you see, I'm not well versed enough. Like, I played the original RE2 to know the maps of that game. I have not played enough of Dead by Daylight's RPD to know its map. So I'm not sure where exactly to go. Oh my gosh. I wonder if he hears me. Wait, I have diversion again. Where the heck do I even go? I forget where I go to go to the other way. I'm gonna use diversion over there. And maybe he checks over there. Yeah, I haven't played enough of Dead by Daylight's RPD. So, I think this is a version of the map where you have to go over here to get to the other one. I took a big risk going through that. I think so. Yeah. Cause I remember like one version of the map is like, oh, he might be coming over here. He knows map better than I do. Uh-oh. I'll play him a little song. But I know one version of the map is you go to the other way to get out. Just play him a little song before I land. Yeah, I played enough of the original Resident Evil 2 to know the map layout of that. I don't know the map layout of Dead by Daylight, sorry, PD. It was so funny because I was playing the original Resident Evil 2 not too long ago, and Kendo has like a very emotional segment in the remake, but I find it so funny that in the original you enter his store and he locks the door, but he has like these massive glass windows right next to the front door, and he's like, I locked the door, we should be safe. And you go and you pick up like ammo and everything, and you turn around and all the zombies like burst through the glass windows and chew them up. It's not supposed to be funny, it's supposed to be like dramatic and harrowing, because you aren't expecting it. Like it's a PS1 game, so they're not gonna animate the zombies pounding on the glass. But I always find it funny that like we should be safe, I locked the door. And you go and you pick up supplies, you think you're safe, and you turn around and like all these zombies have broken through the glass. And he's like, no, and he turns around and he shoots a zombie and they all gang up on him and chew him up. The funnest thing about that, like the coolest thing there, is that you can find a shotgun later, but if you kill all the zombies in that store, you can pick up his shotgun pretty early. You won't find ammo for it for a little bit, but it is like a really like fun early game weapon, because like in a lot of areas of the RPD and the original RE2, especially because it's like tank controls and everything, there's going to be a lot of areas that you like. I remember it's like I think it's the area where you go into that it's not into the twin blue doors, but it's the area leading to the blue doors. Like you enter that area and there's like what, 5-6 zombies just like already like walking towards you, and like it's like one of those like mini jump scare moments where like you enter that area and you're like, oh my goodness, because you don't really like, unless you know to kill all the zombies in the area where they ate Kendo, you don't know, like you don't have the shotgun. And the way that game works is that zombies take a few hits to stun, and because it's tank controls, you can't like aim anywhere to exactly slow them down unless you have the shotgun. You can aim up to get like headshot. So you enter that area and you may only really have like the handgun and like enough ammo to kill a few of them. And you enter that area and there's like 5 or 6 zombies just already like shambling towards you, and you're like, oh my goodness, and like you just start unloading, but you realize like it is pretty cheap to do, but you can like exit and like re-enter that area like constantly to reset their position. It's a cheap thing to do, but it's just a thing of the PS1 Resident Evil games, right? Like you can reset the enemy locations. One game I never beat it, unfortunately, but one game I had played recently and I got decently far in. It's a game called Ground Zero. Ground Zero is really cool because it is basically like it is like Resident Evil. Like imagine, the best way I can describe, oh, a xenomorph, oh awesome, oh, it's my main. But like the best way to describe Ground Zero is that it is basically like, imagine the gameplay of RE4, but if it was in like a tank control setup, right? So your main character, I forget your main character's name, but your main character in that game, she has like the capability of someone like Leon. Maybe not as competent, like crazy powerful as Leon, but she's very capable, and she has like a parry move. It's so surreal to play an old school survival horror game with a parry move. Like, it's so surreal. Like, it's so surreal to play like a fixed camera. She coming through there? Like, it's so surreal to play like a fixed camera survival horror game with like a parry mechanic and everything. Like, it feels so weird to like do that, but it's also really fun because it means that you can kind of put yourself into some dangerous situations that you couldn't be able to in older Resident Evil games, and be actually kind of fine, like just kind of be chilling a little bit. Like, it's actually really really fun to do. And yeah, I mean, it's a pretty fun game, honestly. Like I said, I haven't really played too much of it. Oh, is he there? No. Like, I haven't played too much of it, but it is a fixed camera survival horror game that feels like it should play a little bit more akin to, like, an RE4 Lite. It's a really fun game. If you haven't played Ground Zero, it's a really fun game. Also, surprisingly, a lot of cutscenes, surprisingly, a lot of like lore and dialogue. And one really cool detail is that you play as like a South Korean operative, and when she's relaying info to her team, she speaks in Korean. But when she's talking to like the American side of the operation, she speaks in American English. Well, same thing, right? But like, it's really cool, and like all the enemies are pretty cool, and the game also like incentivizes you to kill enemies. Like in most survival horror games, you're incentivized to like run away, save ammo, decide on like who lives, who dies, and like the enemies. What's really fun about Ground Zero is that while you don't have enough ammo to always fight, to always kill, you do have enough. If I say am I effed? You do have enough supplies generally to like get into like most fights, right? Like, you have enough to like get into most fights, survive most fights, and you are rewarded for killing the enemies too, because you have these gene, or like I think they're called like gene points, or yeah, gene points. Ow. Yeah, you have the like gene points that you can put in to your character, and it's like buying like ammo, buying grenades, buying like stuff for your characters or character. And there's alternate outfits. Like there's one that is there's one outfit that is what is it? There's an outfit that's reminiscent of Dino Crisis, like the main character of Dino Crisis. Oh, I'm gonna carry this over here. And I also really like the area. Like, if you like the way that like South Korea looks, and the way that it looks and like its feel, the game kind of captures like a dystopian version of South Korea. It's funny because a lot of times, a lot of games, a lot of movies will like take on like the American apocalypse, like Fallout and stuff like that. It's cool to see something like, you know, South Korea, something like that, kind of like take a stab at like an apocalyptic version of itself. if you are a fan of like old school Resident Evil, old school survival horror, old school horror, it's like it's like a beginner's version of like Resident Evil or Silent Hill because it has the combat capability of those games, but it's still fixed camera and you still don't have enough ammo to literally fight everything. And there are puzzles that you have to backtrack, and backtracking feels like an important part of the game. Backtracking doesn't feel like it was kind of taken away to facilitate like action or anything. Every time I play it, I always feel like this is like the evolution. Like if Resident Evil never went like third person, like it feels like this is what Resident Evil would have turned into, if that makes sense. I'm gonna keep luring her into these things. But yeah, like if you've never played Ground Zero, I would definitely recommend it. If you are someone that really liked, if you're someone that really likes like the newer Resident Evil games, and you kind of want to see if you would like the older survival horror game, the older Resident Evil games, but you started with the new ones, Ground Zero is a game that I believe would give you a taste. Like it's somewhere down the middle. Like it plays like old school survival horror, but it's going to give you the gameplay accessibility of like what those older Resident Evil games are gonna give you if you ever do play them. And it's genuinely a fantastic entry into like this old school survival horror. I also didn't feel like it was as punishing. Like obviously it has like the save system. Like you have limited saves. You can't like it has limited saves and you can't just save whenever. But if you do want to get into classic survival horror, that is unfortunately or fortunately, depending on your stance on things, something that you're kind of gonna have to play around with. And if you do end up liking Ground Zero, I think that does kind of say that you're willing to play older survival horror games that are maybe a bit more difficult. Oh, he's dead. Jay is dead. Oh no! There was a, if you do end up playing Ground Zero, and you're like, I kinda like these, you know, old school survival horror games, there is one game that I don't think that, like, newcomers to the genre should play immediately. And it's unfortunately, Tormented Souls. Unfortunately, Tormented Souls, like, to give you an example of a puzzle of Tormented Souls, I was told that I needed something sharp to like cut like tape or something on a part of the environment. And I was like, okay, like obviously I'm gonna have to find like scissors or a scalpel or something or a knife, because I say scalpel because the environment is a hospital. So obviously, you know, just thinking logically, right? Like, where's the nearest sharp object? It's probably gonna be scalpel. And the way that you find it is, you don't know that there's something underneath this body, but you find like this body strapped to a table. Uh-oh. But you find a, oh, I was thinking she was downstairs. You find a body strapped to this table, and you're like, okay, like I'm gonna have to, oh dang, Like you find a body strapped to a table, and you're like, "Oh my goodness!" She had bamboozled. And in order to like get the body off, you have no idea how, because you don't have anything to like get it out. But you continue exploring, and you find this priest character that keeps popping up in the game. And this priest character, when you go and meet him, you see through this big glass window this monster, this big enemy, like walking around the gurney, chanting with a big staff. And the priest says he doesn't see anything, but he tells you about like a ritual to raise the dead with this staff. And the puzzle was solved. The way you solve the puzzle is you have to go back in the room, whenever you go back in the room, there is no whenever you go back in the room, there is no like monster, whatever, like circling around. However, you have to turn the lights off, like hold your lighter, and walk in a circle in the same way that the monster walked in the circle to raise the dead body. And then you have to kill it. And then that's how you get it off the gurney, which then reveals the scalpel, which then allows you to cut the rope on like a service hatch that you need to open to go downstairs. And like, if that's your first survival horror game, like how in the world are you going to solve that puzzle? Like how you don't have like survival horror brain. You don't have like the mentality to be like, okay, like this is how I solve this puzzle, right? Like you don't have that brain yet to really solve it. Really, that's not really a survival horror puzzle anyway. That's more of like an adventure game puzzle if you really think about it, because like adventure games are more like, oh, if you want to like get this open, you need a monkey wrench, but you don't have a monkey wrench. But you take your monkey that you have in inventory, your pet monkey, and you activate him on the thing, because he's literally becomes a monkey wrench. It's something that like, what's that one game, like, it's something that a boy in this blob would do, right? That's something a boy in this blob would do, right? So it can be like really weird. Like the puzzles in that game, it's like really weird. Also, I had no idea. I'm gonna hide in a locker. I had no idea that the crowbar that you have. Oh, you know, I think the xenomorph heard me in the locker because I was injured. But that's something like a boy in his blob would do, right? Like, oh, like, how in the world are you gonna solve this? Oh, well, you just turn your creature into this. Like, in that game, how are you ever gonna think to activate your pet monkey on, like, the thing you need to open? Like, how in the world are you gonna, like, think you need a monkey wrench? Like, it's so obtuse, that makes no sense. But I would definitely recommend Ground Zero. I would not recommend Tormented Souls immediately. Hang on. I tried playing her song. You know what though? All her chasing me allows my teammate to get the door. Leave me. Leave me. Yeah, there's no way she can get me and escape. She just has to leave. She just has to go. There's no way. Don't even think about it. You just gotta go. She could have blood ward, and you never know. to think that you were almost brave enough. Imagine she does that, Blood Warden. Imagine. Oh no, she didn't. Okay. I was about to say imagine. Imagine she has Blood Warden. That would have been a really funny outcome. It's like the one perk. It's like the one perk you don't expect. Cause like in the Big 26, like who runs Blood Warden in the Big 26, right? It's the one perk you don't expect, and when it comes and like bites you in the butt, you're like, oh wow, I was expecting that perk, and it's like, well, that's the point. You're not expecting Blood Warden in the Big 26. I am looking for a water in here, and I think I didn't bring it in. That's fine. I have coffee and soda. It's fine. I have coffee and soda. But yeah, like, it's the one perk you're not expecting, and then when it comes up, it's like that one scene in Jaws where like they're talking to the mayor, and they're like, those proportions are correct. You're gonna keep ignoring this problem till it swims up and bites you in the ass. Yeah, dude, I can't believe like now to be fair, I haven't been looking on services. It seems like Jaws hasn't been really playing a whole lot this summer. Now, granted, I haven't been like scouring like services. I'm sure it might be like on Tubi or something like that. But Jaws is like the perfect summer movie. I know a lot of people have their favorite summer movies, and it doesn't have to be a movie that was filmed in the summer or anything. Like people say that like Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie because it wasn't filmed in Christmas, and it's like, okay, well, Halloween isn't a horror movie or Halloween isn't either a horror movie or a Halloween movie because it was filmed. I think Halloween, the original one, was filmed in like the spring, I think, and it was really funny because how they had to like move all the leaves in that movie. If you notice. It's the same thing with The Walking Dead. If you remember in The Walking Dead, whenever Rick first wakes up in The Walking Dead and like he's looking around, it's been like weeks since he's been in a coma, but all the lawns and everything are like neat, and like Morgan like hits him in the head and everything, and it's like, who's been cutting the lawns since the apocalypse started? Like, what the heck's been going on? But like, it's just funny. But, oh man, I lost my train of thought for a second because I was like, oh, I see the killing. Yeah. You know, I have this perk that gives me like a percentage healing. Oh, imagine it's Legion. Just imagine it's Legion. Oh, that would suck. But like, who is it? Can I see who it is? You know, speaking of The Walking Dead, I remember watching the first season of The Walking Dead and thinking it was like the most amazing piece of television I've ever seen. Granted, I really didn't watch a lot of TV, and I didn't know about Breaking Bad or anything. But I remember like seeing the gore in The Walking Dead and thinking that it was like the goriest thing ever on like public access television. Granted, nowadays, like it's interesting because it's funny to look back on. It's funny to look back on like history, right, and like how we treated they're dropping like flies, on how we treated like media back in the day. Like it's like if you think about like the first Resident Evil game, right? Like in the first Resident Evil game, they had to censor that opening for the American release because if you don't remember, for the Japanese release of Resident Evil, they had an uncensored and uncut version of the opening where they find like the body, they find a body and the guy, was it like Forrest? Was it Forrest? I forget who dies in the beginning of the first Resident Evil. But like he picks up the hand, and in the original like Japanese version, which was supposed to be the director, the uncut version, like the director's cut for the American release, but it got mixed up in release. When he lifts the hand, it gets cut off in the American version, but in the Japanese version, it like shows the full hand, like the whole cut off hand and everything, which I think is like, it's funny if you think about it like that, because nowadays it's different, where in Japan violence is heavily censored, but in America we really don't. Like in America, it's been kind of lax recently. Like it's been kind of relaxed a lot recently, but it used to be in America that, yeah, like show someone getting blown in half or show someone getting like death raid or something, but you can't show like any nudity whatsoever. That's been like laxed a lot lately. But it was just funny that like violence we were okay with, but like nudity, we were like, oh my gosh, you show like one piece of human body unclothed, it's crazy. But in that original Resident, I think it's also like in the CG cutscene with the. I might be wrong on this. I might be talking out of school, but I think it's also with the CG zombie, right? Like I think with the CG zombie, he's eating the body of that one guy, and in the uncut version, if I remember correctly, in the uncut version, he turns his head, and like the head of the body he's eating also falls off. But in the cut version for the American release, I think the head isn't there. I think the head gets cut out and it just shows like the zombie head turning, which is really funny if you think about it. Like it's funny because it's like, like I said, it used to be in Japan that like, oh, like to show whatever. In America, it was like how Japan is today, and like they switch places, right? Like I thought that was kind of funny. Okay, who is it? Oh, it's Spirit. Okay, I played your song. You're gonna hit me. Is she shifting? Oh, she shifted. Okay. Thanatophobia on Spirit is a decision. Oh, she's over there. Run! Oh! I know the counterplay. Might not be good at it though. She heard me. It's a really cool outfit for Spirit. Oh, she's gonna drop me. Oh, I thought she was gonna drop me to hit the generator. Wonder what she's doing. I mean, she took out like 2 of us like super quick. That was crazy. Like super quick. Like, oh my goodness, quick. But yeah, like I remember watching that first season. Oh, he got Ahex. I don't know what he got. Oh, Blood Favor. But I remember that first season of The Walking Dead being like so crazy. Unfortunately, I think The Walking Dead has kind of hit an era where, I don't know, like it hit an era where I think it's just too much now. Like it is cool to see like to see France and other places of the Walking Dead universe. Like it is cool. Don't get me wrong on that. It is cool to see like other places of the Walking Dead universe, but I don't know, like it comes to a point where like the zombies are just the same zombies, and you can only like make a human threat so threatening until it just kind of becomes like, eh, like eh. The fun thing about like The Last of Us, Resident Evil, Left 4 Dead, like other horror properties, like other zombie properties, the fun thing about that. Oh, she wants me to break free. Oh, she wants me to work on it. Yeah, the fun thing about like those other horror properties is that they have like evolving dead, like they have evolving enemies. Like it was fun for the first time in like a numbered Resident Evil game to actually fight humans as Leon. That was really cool, because you have to imagine, if Leon can fight the undead the way he does, he should be able to take on an elite group of enemies, right? And the fact that there is that in 9 is really cool. Like the fact that you fight an elite group of operatives in 9 as Leon, kind of like, it was cool. I know a lot of people complain that like it only took up like 5 minutes of the game of you taking on like that group of umbrella soldiers. I was fine with it. Like I personally don't want Resident Evil turning into like fighting human enemies. I'm fine with it being like a small part of a bigger game, like, because it did what it wanted to do, right? Like it showed us how proficient Leon is at handling threats. But it didn't take away from what we played Resident Evil for, which is survival horror or survival action. And it also was cool because you legitimately could get lit up and die very quickly in those fights. And it was a little like, it was one of those things where they're kind of shoving enemies in the game where that gameplay style doesn't fit. So you kind of have to like, if you ever played Uncharted on like the really, really hard difficulty, like I think Brutal is the name of that difficulty, you literally can't play Uncharted the way you play Uncharted on Brutal. You have to actually like aim into cover and then gently poke your way out of cover and then take pot shots. Because I think on Brutal difficulty, I think 2 bullets will kill you. Literally 2 bullets will kill you on Brutal difficulty on Uncharted. And it is a game mode that was only added for the PS4 ports? PS5, PS4? I think it's PS4. And it is the most insane difficulty ever for Uncharted. The parts of the game that are like set pieces, you genuinely cannot play fair in those set pieces. Like if you try playing Brutal and you get to like that train section, where you have to climb the train, like fight on the train and get the other side of the train, you literally cannot play fair. Like you have to like cheese, like find cheeses for part of the game to like almost cheat your way through. You cannot actually play the video game. Like you had to be like Neo in the Matrix, where you just find a cheat code and get your way through. It's awful. Like I saw it and I was like, I'm not Oh, a spring trap. We're talking about spring trap. So I'm gonna take a risk and look through the camera, and I'm gonna be the I'm gonna be the test subject for why this might be a bad idea. Oh, I see him. And then exit camera, right? Maybe I shouldn't have stayed on it for that long, but still. But you see how, like, useless that is right now? Like, look, it's already over. I was looking at Springtrap for, like, what? I saw Springtrap's aura for, like, what, 5 seconds? Look how useless that was. That was, like, it's such a useless part of his power set. It's like I said, I wish it had something unique for his counter. Because again, like you were looking through the cameras, you think that they would do something with at least FNAF 3, where you can have like the thing, right, of like looking into the camera. So it's R2, right? Yeah. They keep blowing it up. I have to let the battery refill for the door anyway. We're gonna keep working on it though. Oh, he coming here. Okay. Oh, I see him. Oh, he has no terror radius. He like just exited the door. My God, look at all the perks we have at the bottom of the screen. Holy crap. Oh my goodness. We have so many perks at the bottom. And we have Kindred. That is insane. The amount of baloney that we have at the bottom of the screen. Playing this. Okay. Oh, and that's Nick Cage hit with the axe. No, I think it's really cool that they added the fire axe as a part of his kit, but that's not anything he has in the numbered entries of the games. I like how it's like a fan added thing to his power, but it's like it was so loyal. Not loyal, but they were so they wanted to make sure that the fans loved that they absolutely loved Springtrap in this game. Like, I think that's really cool. Oh, he got me. I'm just gonna run in a straight line though. No one expects just running in the straight line. It's so annoying to face people who just run in a straight line. It's exactly why you do it. You know, if only the doors for Springtrap's power played a bigger part in countering him, it would be way more fun to go against Springtrap. I mean, it's still fun to go against him, especially when you get a Springtrap that knows how to do, like, the orbitals for the fire axe. Not orbital, but, like, going over loops. Like, aiming it really high up, and, like, it just kind of goes over a rock or something. Because you can't really play him like you play like Huntress or something. You kind of have to get it like, you have to kind of like lob it. You can't throw it, you have to lob it. Which is like, it can be kind of difficult for, it can be difficult for like people especially who play a lot of Huntress. I know people who play a lot of Huntress might get a lot out of Springtrap, but I know that like lobbing the fire axe is way different muscle memory than like throwing it. Like just straight on, which can be difficult to kind of grasp. I have her perk, like it should be her the one that's doing the job. Oh, shoebox. It feels like we've been in the match for ages. Oh, I see you. Okay, but watch, right? Like, oh, that's so great, right? That's so great. I saw where he is for 5 seconds, and that's amazing. Want me to heal you? Oh, over here. Oh, and the boon. Smart. Oh, maybe I can go on camera now. Maybe up here. Oh, he was like, oh, I see him. I see him on the door. It's not trail. I wonder if he's like sitting at the door waiting. Okay, he's not. I should just do the gin though. I think that's more important right now. Yeah, Jin's probably way more important than seeing his aura. Which again, if I could go into the camera and play a loud noise notification or something, I'm, I'm never gonna let it go. I'm never gonna let it go. I'm not letting it go. Holy moly. If you pair this with like other like skill check perks, that sounds like a really cool combo. Like someone, I don't know if you could do like both the jamboree and the guitar, but you could probably pair both. Oh, now he did. Oh my goodness. I might have to just say that you get like all three. Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, buddy. He gets 3-piece. I'm sorry. I have to leave. It was bugged for me. Okay. Possibility of getting a message. Hate mail. He'd be a little high. It was fun.